Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Chris.
And I'm Janique.
And we're here to talk to you about our short, The Midnight Killer. So The Midnight Killer takes place in Colorado Springs, where they were plagued for 5 years by a serial killer. Because they were finding bodies between the hours of 12 and 3 a.m., they dubbed him the Midnight Killer. That was just his name. I can't tell you what the police were doing for somebody to just be out here murdering people for 5 years, but it happened,
Taking their tongues.
Yeah.
That was his MO.
I never understood that. I know we wrote that, but it's just like, out of all the things you can take.
Yeah, like a pinky toe.
You know what I mean? An earlobe. But he's
just taking people's tongues.
They decided to take the tongue.
I'm thinking maybe what the reason was because he wanted to shut people up.
But they did.
Exactly. He just got tired. He was like, look, you ain't going to talk about nothing no more.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me think about something.
What?
Like back in the day with the pyramids. And
Don't.
Pharisees. No.
Stop.
No. So we're talking about now Detective Brady.
Yeah.
Who is Detective Brady?
She's boring.
So Detective Brady, this has become her passion case because of the fact that, one,
No one's ever found him.
Yeah, nobody's ever found him.
Mm-mm.
She's very intrigued as to who is this person. Like, there's nothing about this person. They leave no mark at all. Nothing about them. It's just, who are they?
And I think she was told a couple times, leave it alone.
And yeah, she was told to leave it alone. And she decided, no, I'm going to keep looking into this.
Look.
She ends up looking into it so much that it ends up getting possibly same MO.
She believes
She
that
believes
her husband was killed.
by the Midnight Killer. That made her have to go even harder.
Right. She became dangerously involved in trying to find this person to the point where the chief had to go ahead and, he had to suspend her for a while. She got crazy. I mean, somebody in your family get killed, nobody believes that
And she was determined to find out.
Yeah.
She's like, you're going to get away with this.
So they put her on something else. And then when we come into her character at the beginning of this film, that's when we first run into her. She's fresh back onto the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, Klein. Klein is who we see at the beginning of the movie whooping ass. Like, this dude is just going to town. I mean, but the background on him is that Klein used to be an ex-Special Forces soldier. Go Army. You know what I'm saying? Don't come for me. But ex-Special Forces soldier, man, and he took his job very seriously. But he also wanted to settle down, because that life's really hard, on anybody that wants to have a family. You know what I'm saying? So him and his wife were getting pretty serious, so he decided to go ahead and get out. And that's when we find him in Colorado Springs, and they were due to start settling down and trying to have these babies. So what ended up happening is that he was out visiting some family. She had to stay and do some work, and she was murdered brutally while he was away. So when he received the call, he ended up coming back home and digging into all the information that was received from his wife's murder. And it kind of clicked into victims that were killed some years ago, right? Because the timepiece was she was missing her tongue. Ha ha ha! You see where we're getting at, you know what I'm saying? But so that ended up happening, which ended up leading Klein to be as invested in finding this individual as Detective Brady. Yeah. So there's another character in this film that we talked about very shortly, Sam Booth.
Who is Sam Booth?
Who the hell is Sam Booth?
So Sam Booth is somebody who witnessed a murder in another case.
Yeah.
Which is where Detective Brady is coming in to actually question him about that.
Question him up.
She's like, all right, let me know what's going on, what happened here. And he was going to be a very cooperative individual.
Until...
So yeah, then when she shows up and he's no longer able to cooperate.
Yeah, nah, he ain't cooperating with shit with these fists. No. So, Klein had ended up getting a hold of Sam Booth because it turns out, Sam Booth was our serial killer through this entire deal, right? Klein ended up tracking him through mysterious ways and finding him at his home, where we ended up seeing Detective Brady coming in to
the conclusion of their meeting.
Damn, you know what I'm saying? That man was no longer with us. No longer with us. No longer with us. You know what I'm saying?
He had a lot of pent up energy.
It's like,
He thought about his wife.
Yeah.
And how he's going to start a family.
Would you not come after? Would you not do that? If somebody murdered me?
Of course. They would have never made it that far.
She wouldn't look.
Everybody.
She wouldn't look. She'd have been like, "Oh, sorry for you. Got that life insurance." No, I was playing. But yeah, so then we have to come in from Detective Brady's perspective of who is this man murdering my witness?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she's been so crazed about finding the
Midnight Killer.
Midnight Killer, right? He starts telling her about all these tongues and shit. She's like, hold up. You know what I mean? Reaching our conclusion, right? We're left with Detective Brady coming in to Klein, whooping ass up on Sam Booth. So now we're showing the dilemma that she's in, right? After have been looking into this so vigorously, right? Her husband was killed. He was told to let it go, and now she's in a house with somebody being actively murdered. You know.
So she's feeling it's like, oh, do I finally have? Well, I have somebody, but do I have who I've been looking for?
She don't know.
And that's the main thing for her is I have somebody.
Yeah.
But who do I have?
She don't know who she has. But for Klein, he just felt like he got himself some justice because the cops have been failing. You know, obviously. I mean, look how long this dude's been running around doing shit. So he's like, I just did y'all a favor.
Yeah.
You know, but he can see in her eyes that she's possibly not going to let him go. So that's where we ended that story, man, of is she going to let him go? Is he going to fight his way out? You know, we don't know. But, yeah, Sam Booth's the killer. So whoever didn't vote for Sam, shame on y'all. Y'all didn't watch it. You know what I'm saying?
But, yeah, it was kind of like one of those stories where you wanted it's a kind of a whodunit. So I wanted it to be left kind of
open.
You wanted to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
Even with what little clues you had, I just wanted you to be like, nah, I think it's him, or I think it's her, or I think it's all of them. They're all involved. They're all the killer. They just don't know it.
They're all the killer. Yeah, but so next week, the next short is going to be Limerence, right? Limerence. So if you don't know what the shit that means, Google it. And that'll give you an insight on what's to come.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And thank you for being here with us, man. One love.